Boom.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to another episode of C-RafTy Carpenters.
What's good?
No, it's not C-RafTy Carpenters. I'm getting our name wrong. I haven't said it often enough. It's C-RafTy Media. But we are C-RafTy Carpenters.
No.
Anyway, a subject I wanted to discuss with you.
Right.
Customers, good and bad.
The
Now,
good, the bad, and the ugly, and everything in between.
Now, I just wanted to mention that far too often do we see programs on TV where you hear about builders from hell.
Rogue tradesmen. All that. Yeah.
You ever seen one on customers?
The one that I would say that I've seen that's remotely to do with the customers as well is the rogue tenants, slum landlords, and rogue tenants.
Okay.
So it's not just talking about bad tenants; it also talks about bad landlords as well, which would kind of be the customer type, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the only show. But when it comes to tradesmen, cowboy builders, and no, it's always about the trade, never the customer.
Well, I could tell you, in the nearly 50 years that I've been in the game, I must have had every type of customer. I'm just trying to, even now, I've been thinking about it all night, but I'm trying to think of my worst, my favourite and my worst. My favourite is easy. I don't have one favourite customer. I've got a few favourites.
Is that a type? Is that like they fit into a type of customer? Are all the favourites the same? Would you put them in the same category? They're all the same type of. Are they your favourites because this one done this and this one done that and this one was this, or are they all similar?
They're just good people, happy with the end result, know what they want, quick to pay, treat you well when you're in their house. Yeah. All of those things, and just generally nice, decent people. Mm-hmm. What usually surprises me is that you get welcomed in and you literally get handed a key and they'll go about their business and leave you to it.
Yeah.
You've never seen me before.
Yeah.
I love those kind of customers. And
the opposite of that is the customers that know you're coming to the house, ask you to come to the house, but then when you knock on the door, they look at you like, why are you knocking on my door? Who are you and why are you here? I'm the guy you called to come to your house. Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't want to turn this into a racial thing, but I've only had one customer I could say he was affected by my hue. My hue affected him when he opened the door. He saw my ad. This is how long ago it was, because I used to have an ad in the Thompson local. You're probably too young to remember Thompson.
No, I remember that. The blue yellow pages.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, I used to have an ad, and he called me, went to his house. My ad was very professional. Lovely. Anyway, I went to his house, rang the doorbell, he opened the door, and he physically jumped when he saw me.
I don't want to go in.
I said, I was surprised that he was surprised, but I was like, yeah, you called me.
A white guy?
Yeah, it was a white man. Yeah. Which is why I say it was my hue. He was one of those type of people. If he spoke to anyone of colour, it would be at work or in a shop situation. No.
There's no social.
No.
Yeah.
Never associated, never mixed with. That is the type of situation it was. However, after about 5 minutes, his walls came down. He was more relaxed, and from that point forward, he gave me a key to the door. Him and his missus gone to work and left me to it. So the ice was broken. So he sits in the decent customers. Now,
okay. Didn't start off decent, but turned decent.
Yeah. It wasn't decent to start with. It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And the usual thing about being a person of colour is that for safety's sake, you have to assume, I'm going to assume this person is racist, let's say. That way I'm set and I'm prepared. And then it's for them to prove that they're not. And then once you're in and then you see, oh, he's not, my wall come down, his walls come down, situation eases, and then you can move forward. Right, so he sits in my good side, my good category.
Tell us about a bad one. Tell us about the worst.
The worst customer I've ever had. Worst. That's really hard, you know. I could tell you about.
I got one.
Go on in.
It wouldn't be the worst, but it weren't a good day, and it changed the way that you work. Therefore, it changed the way I work. We was in Leytonstone. We was doing the bathroom, and we was changing the taps on the basin. The taps hadn't been changed ever. They were like Victorian taps on a Victorian basin. Yeah. From the time the tap was put on, it had never been touched. So
antique basin.
Antique.
Yeah, I remember. I know it's
just trying to undo the tap, and then the sink got a little crack in it. The sink's done, and then we spent a whole day driving around all of London to replace this Victorian sink because it was somewhat antique.
Right. Let me.
And then you change the terms and conditions based on that job.
Yeah. Right. Let me add some meat on that story. Girl's name was Angela.
That's right. Yeah.
Her name was Angela. Anyway, yeah. She was a friend of a friend, and she asked me to. She said to me about doing a basin, and I said, I looked at the basin, I looked at the tap, and I said, the taps are corroded on. I'll never be able to get them off without breaking the basin. She goes, please try. I said, you sure? She said, yeah. We tried.
Mm-hmm.
Basin cracked. Told her. She said, we have to buy it back because we broke her basin. I told her it was going to happen, and now I'm telling her now I have to buy a new one when I told her it was going to happen. Yeah. Anyway, we bought her a new one. We fitted it. Did we fit it? We was about to fit it.
Yeah.
And she came home. She said, "I didn't like that one.
Yeah.
I wanted the same one, an antique." So we spent the rest of the day driving around to find it. So I bought 2 basins. You know, when by rights I didn't have to buy a basin because I told her it would break. These are the type of customers I've done. She is the reason why I started doing terms and conditions. Because prior to that, I didn't do terms and conditions. I just say, yeah, all right, you want it done? All right, write it down. Still gave you a quote, but there was no terms and conditions. Now I have terms and conditions.
Mm-hmm.
When people do things or say things and say, like, for example, a customer might say, why you put that there? Aren't you supposed to do this? Where's the read your terms? Is it on the quote?
In fact, if you know, if you know so much, why aren't you doing it? Why you know better than me? Why are you paying me to do this? You know better. Do it yourself. What am I here for?
The number of times I've called people out. Did you read your terms? But you know what you customers do? Some of you get the quote, rip open the envelope or the email. You open the email. And then you read, you just scroll straight to the bottom. You just want to see the cost.
What's the price? Yeah.
That's all you're interested in.
Yeah.
And this is another reason why a lot of them get burned, you know.
Yeah.
Because they go for cheap.
Yeah. Buy cheap.
Get expensive.
You buy cheap, you buy twice. Yeah.
You get bun.
Quality lasts. Cheap don't last. So you buy cheap, you keep buying cheap. And cheap. You end up like a little baby cheap.
Some people, man, they don't learn.
What about, all right, so it's not a specific customer, just in general. Turn up at someone's house, you know, unpack your tools, come in, good morning, rah. No tea, no coffee, no juice, no water.
That's a bugbear of yours, isn't it?
I hate it. Listen.
That don't really bother me.
But this is England, okay? We drink tea.
He wants a cup of tea.
I want tea, please. Coffee, if you ain't got coffee, I understand not everyone drink coffee, but here in England, tea. I want a cup of tea in the but no, real talk, I find it, like, because I've got my packed lunch.
What is it, an icebreaker? What
it's manners. I don't know, right? Because anytime someone comes to my house, if someone's there, we had the carpet done the other day. I've carpeted the back of the van, by the way. I would have to show you that. Waste not, want not. So the carpet that come up from the house is now in the back of my van because there was nothing wrong with it. Anyway, so when the carpet man come round, knock on the door. Morning, mate. How you doing? Yeah. Want a cup of tea?
Yeah.
First thing. Would you like a cup of tea? It's the same thing.
I think that's just showing how welcome you are.
Yeah, you're welcome here. Yeah. It's no different to in the morning. I go up. Like, I'm always the first one out of bed, so I'm downstairs in the kitchen, blah, 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 and then go up when my missus gets out of bed, and I go up and check on her. First thing, would you like a cup of coffee? Not tea, she don't drink tea, but would you like a cup of coffee? First thing. First thing in the morning.
It's an icebreaker.
It is an icebreaker, and it's like, that's what you do. You have a cup of tea in the morning, you have a cup of coffee in the morning, and then, but you know what? Okay, say that, right? forget the fact you didn't offer it to me. I don't mean I come through your doorstep and before we've even made eye contact, you're trying to put a coffee. I don't mean that. You know what I mean? Like, but just in general, forget that now. Why is it now midday and you still ain't offered me a drink? 2, 3, 4 o'clock. I'm putting my tools back in the van now and you haven't offered me a juice. What if I'm in your garden doing work in your garden, right? Which I could be.
He's not letting go.
I'm not letting go. I want a drink. I'm thirsty. What about a hot day where you're in someone's garden now? A roasting hot day, we could be doing anything in the garden. You're outside, blazing heat. All right, you don't want a tea. But how about a cold drink, a juice, or something like that? There's places you work where people offer you nothing.
And they don't let you use the toilet.
They might not let you use the electric. I want you to build this with your power tools, but don't touch my electric. I'm going to charge you for the electric, or you know what I mean. Let's say you do something now, and you made a mess, and you want to wash down, and don't use my water. So I'll carry around like 15 gallons of water in my van just to wash your patio. Or
let it go, son. Let it go. Let it go.
I haven't had my coffee this morning. That's what it is.
No, I'll tell you what customers I don't like is customers that tell you to come round. And then when you get round, they know you're going to be in and out of the house. Then they tell you you've got to take your boots off.
Don't.
Them customers,
yeah.
No. Or customers that live in areas where there's no parking and don't want to provide permits so you can park out front. Those are my least favourite kind of customers.
I'll just walk to your house with a van full of tools on my back. Yeah, I'll just carry it all.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Or customers that don't expect to pay for the parking.
Yeah. Or if they don't pay for the parking and then you put the parking on the invoice, they'll question that. Like, what? Why? Like, so the parking's got to come out of my daily wage. Well, if that's the case, then I'll just put my daily wage up by the cost of the parking. There you go.
It's the same thing, isn't it?
It makes no difference.
You're just trying to be clear to let them understand this is what you're paying for. This is how much I earn. That's some parking. That's it.
I've got one.
Go on.
Just popped in my mind.
Go on.
Customers that expect your discount
to be their discount? It's your discount, right?
That's my discount, right? That's my trade account. That is like, you built up your account to have a certain amount of credit on it or whatnot or da-da-da-da-da. But the whole point of getting your trade discount is for your pocket. That little couple of quid you might make on a length of timber is for you. And if the you know what? If you want my discount, go and set up your own account. Go and set up your own trade account, but you can't because you're not a trade. But you want my... So it's like they almost want you to pay for the parking out of your daily rate.
Yeah.
Pay, take your discount on your...
Yeah.
So they're eating into... Okay, so what about... you're charging $275 a day, $250, whatever you're charging a day right now. You got to pay your ULEZ if you haven't got a compliant vehicle. Yeah. If they live in congestion, you're paying congestion. Yeah. This is in the cities. Anyone who's not in a big city, they got all congestion, ULEZ, green agenda thing, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, did I pay it the other day?
Oh, yeah. You want to be automatic. The number of fines I've paid, man. I paid hundreds in fines.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You just reminded me.
You got your daily, don't forget that. So you got your daily rate, but they want your congestion to come out of that, your ULEZ to come out of that, your parking to come out of that.
So I'm going to take a tenner for your wages.
Yeah, I'll go home with £10 at the end of the day. Like, what's the point of doing any of this?
Well, what about customers that you finish quicker than they thought you were going to finish? They want to pay you less.
Yeah.
What's that about? So if I take longer, you're going to pay me more?
I'll just drag my feet. Yeah. Just drag my feet.
When you have a quote, what some customers don't seem to get is when you get a quote, regardless how long it takes, long, short, it's the same one price. So you should be glad. You should be glad that we're finishing early and out of your house and it's done. No, I had someone who wanted to, I didn't think you'd have finished it that quick. I should pay you less. I said, what?
Yeah. You're paying for the job.
Some people don't get it. They just don't get it. Customers, man.
Yeah. What about, do you know what? Hang on. Let's talk about good customers. Morney Road, Romford. Asian, like, listen. Asian
she
customers.
Wasn't even a customer.
She was the neighbour. Anybody, like, you wanna be working either for an Asian family or...
There were 7 of us there, yeah.
And she catered. She catered for us. The neighbour next door cook us up curry.
Hold on a minute. She poked her head over the garden and said, "You hungry?" Wasn't sure who she. We were all looking at each other like, who's she talking to? All of us. Go on.
And she cooked us curry for a week.
Yeah.
It was like every day.
The woman was a diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute. No reason to feed us.
No reason.
She was just so nice and would allow you to put one of the vehicles on her drive.
Yeah.
People like that are in short supply.
Yeah. But then it's like being that kind of way. If she'd have said, fellas, could you, my doors fell off. My doors
would have hung it, no problem.
There's no problem.
No
I'll be right in a
problem.
minute. Yeah. What do you need doing? I was like, well, yeah, of course. Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
There you
and
go,
all that. Yeah.
Another favourite customer. Favourite job in Scotland.
Yeah.
The Campbells. Oh, we nearly forgot to mention. We done a job. We built a log cabin and it's listed as one of the top properties, top 10?
I think it was.
One of the top 10 properties in the UK to go on Airbnb in Finglen. The Campbells.
We're gonna have to post. We'll put it on our Instagram.
We have to do something specific.
And we'll have to tie it into this video somehow. But yeah, built the cabin, B&B, and it is in the magazines. It's one of the top B&Bs you can stay at in Britain right now.
Absolutely banging.
Do you know what as well? We didn't even get our free night. We built the thing and it was like, obviously like you could come back up and stay with the family.
To be fair to Sabrina, hello Sabrina. To be fair to Sabrina, she has told me it's about time you and your boy came up and
yeah, it is.
So what she said to me was to book a time and then give her a call.
Okay.
So
talking about it, maybe it was that job why I'm so hung up on my morning tea. Because this job we'll wake up, fair enough, we were staying on site because it was a B&B and they was basically trying to get all the residents of the B&B and they was building the cabins around their property.
Yeah. We lived on site.
We lived on site. It was up at 5, 6 in the morning. By 6:30 we're working. But every morning we're talking, you come down, there's porridge, there's bacon, there's egg, there's toast, there's cereal, there's
They treated us well.
Fed us so good. Halfway through the day, it's like, right, come in, it's lunchtime.
Yeah.
End of the day, you come up and it's dinner. Yeah. It's like, this is wild. So you can at least make me a tea.
Sabrina, what have you done?
turn me into a needy beast.
She's destroyed us for everybody else.
Isn't it? We've been spoiled, man.
Oh, customers. Some of you lot, man.
Yeah. Okay, what about customers? You get customers that come like labourers.
Oh, they want to help you.
They can't do enough. All day long. They've got dirty clothes on. They put their dirty clothes on. They're broke down trainers. They come like a labourer. Can I help with this?
I've never had one of those customers.
Surely.
I've had customers that help. Yeah.
Shifting, lifting, helping with the tools, helping with material.
Yeah.
How can I do this? They can't do enough for you. And then tea on tap and all that malarkey. And then you get customers who similar, but rather than I'd say they're more like a labourer who they can't do enough and they're bending over backwards. They're more like an apprentice. Because they're like all eyes is, what are you doing? How'd you do that? What's this and what's that? And it's question.
How deep is it?
Yeah.
What'd you cut it with?
They're trying to learn
you get that? What screw size?
You got to kind of rate that though.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to learn and.
Yeah, that's true. I don't mind that.
The only bad thing is they got you in, watching you do it, learning from you. They ain't calling you back, so don't teach them too good. Just, because they ain't coming back.
I don't like customers that don't know what they want. Example. I did a job I walked off. I did a job for this woman once and she said to me, can I have my bath here, toilet there, basin there? Did it exactly how she came home. Oh no, I don't like it. It's not looking the way I thought it was going to look. That's what you told me to do. So that's what you got. Oh, can you change it? If I change it, that's another job. Because now I have to dismantle everything, rearrange all the piping. I'm going to need some more piping because it's all been cut up. Anyway, long to short, I changed it, moved, toilet there, basin there, bath there. She came home. Didn't like it. Because they can't visualize it. They can't see it.
Third time's a charm, do it again.
I did it a third time, but now she's had to pay for it because I said, no.
Wait, the second time you done it for free?
Yeah, second time I did it for free. Now I'm doing it. You've paid me again, but I'm not doing it again. She still wasn't happy. She just, I don't know what she had in her head, but it didn't come out how she thought it was in her head. There was nothing wrong with the job. It's just it wasn't what she visualized. So them kind of customers, I ended up walking off. I walked off the job. I got me money and walked off. No, she reported me to trading standards.
What coming up?
They called me, Mr. Maid, trading standards. We understand you did a job for, I said, whoa. Before you talk to me, go round to the job and have a look. I never heard from them ever again. Because there was nothing wrong with the job. It's just that it wasn't what she visualized in her head.
But she didn't put that internal visualization onto paper, and it's just in her head.
Yes.
So for you to complete the job how she wanted,
yes,
you need mind power. You need telepathy or something. Yeah.
Okay. Right now, a job that I once had started out well, but ended messy. I had to go to court. I had to go to tribunal. I've been through the whole. In my 50 years, I've done it all. I took this woman to tribunal because magistrates, because arbitration. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. I took her to arbitration because she kept some of my tools and didn't allow me to come back in. But now I'm going to make the story short. I'm doing some work for her. Built her a beautiful doodah. She was happy with it.
What's a doodah?
Oak. I built an
thingamajig.
Yeah,
what's it? What's it?
Yeah, that's what it is. I built her an oak bookcase. It was beautiful. But this is when he was a baby. We were moving. I was moving from London out to Hertfordshire. And she said to me, look, I can see you're stressed. Take some time off. Do your move. Give it a few weeks. Then come back and do some more. So that's exactly what happened. I've gone back to her house to go and do the more work because I've got some tools there. She owes me money now. I've gone into the black. I've gone into the red. So now I'm ringing the bell, no answer. This is happening for day in, day out, days. And then I thought to myself, what's going on? Why is she not opening the door? So I went round there one evening. I've looked upstairs. I could see her light on. Rung. She poked her head out the window. I said, what's going on? I'm not going to call out her name. She's probably dead by now. But anyway, what's going on? What? Go away. You've done this. You've done that. What the hell is going on here? Anyway, it took a year plus. I had to go through arbitration. It's a long process. I filled out all the necessary paperwork. It asks about interest per month. You're waiting. It's so much detail. I just wanted my money. End of. Flat rate. I wasn't looking for no extra. Nothing. I've gone to arbitration. Now, this is the days when, because my face was so fresh, everyone used to call me Babyface. I used to take photographs of my work back in the day. I've got thousands. And I've gone to arbitration and I've had my portfolio. She don't know this. And I'm sitting there, arbitrator's at the end of the table, she's on the other side. And she's telling a story, and I'm thinking to myself, who is she talking about? I'm looking around the room thinking, who's she talking about? She's not talking about me. And I said, whoa, hold on. You're digging a very big hole for yourself because I don't know what you're talking about. I said, whoa. Look at my portfolio, and I got some photos, and I threw them on the table. Where's all this damage that you're talking about? Check the photo. The arbitrator, he just looked over his glasses. Can I see can I see those photos? I slid a couple down to him. He's looking. He said to her, I think we're going to adjourn this case to give you a couple of days to get your story straight.
Oh, wow.
Long to short, I won the case. I still never got my money. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to say anything else.
I'm chasing you for my money.
Yeah.
That's all I know. All right, people. Next one, we're going to talk about some set work. We do a lot of sets, building movie sets, TV programs. It's a different side to the carpentry. It's a weird side to the carpentry, isn't it? Because it's almost like forget what you know.
Yeah, I was just going to say that you've literally got to dumb your skills down to work on set.
Get it done now, quick, fast.
Actually, is that a fair thing to say? Because there are some.
No, I don't think. Do you know what? I think to a certain degree, you have to kind of dumb down a little bit, because it's a lot of get it up now. Say, for example, you're on standby. They ain't got time. You ain't got no 20 hour. You ain't got you got minutes. Now, get it done. We've got to carry on.
The curtains can move that.
But when it comes to making something fake that looks real,
Yeah.
that actually is also functional, that is not dumbing your skills down. If anything, it's leveling you up to a next, because some of the stuff they've tried, go and make this, or they give you a plan and you're looking at it, like, I've never seen nothing like this, let alone try to make one, and now you got to go and make it. So on the next episode, I think we're going to start talking about the bit of set work. We've worked on some interesting movies, TV programs, some big ones. We ain't going to do no name dropping now. You'll have to tune in next time for that, won't you? So,
help you, Obi-Wan.
hint, hint. Peace.